everyone, welcome to JustFeg Network TV, a place where you can get the latest information on things happening around the world, and you are in the right place. Please click the red subscribe button and also press the bell icon next to it so you can be notified for an update on any published news. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari has revealed how Russia helped Nigeria defeat the Biafran warlords during the nation's civil war between 1967 and 1970. Buhari spoke in a speech at the Russia-African Summit in Sochi, Russia on Thursday. Buhari said Nigeria's relationship with Russia began in 1960 with the old Soviet Union, saying that Russia helped Nigeria with military assistance during the civil war against the Biafran forces. Nigeria's relations with Russia, just like the rest of Africa, began during the Soviet era when diplomatic relations were first established in 1960. That relationship covered areas such as education, healthcare, solid minerals development, and military assistance, especially during Nigeria's civil war. More recently, our partnership has extended to the oil and gas sector, as well as military and technical assistance in support of our fight against Boko Haram insurgency. At this point, I would once again like to thank His Excellency President Putin for his support, especially in the area of security. It is my hope that through this forum, Russia and Africa will revitalize their time-tested relationship by exploring new opportunities for the collective benefit of our peoples, he said. Buhari said since the collapse of the USSR in 1991, relations between Russia and African nations had lacked at historical levels, saying that the former Soviet Union had been a key partner of Africa, while recalling the strong support received from the former Soviet Union in Africa's anti-colonial struggles, stressing that Africa would continue to remember this and many other significant gestures of solidarity and support that shaped history as a continent. He added that in an increasingly changing world driven by trade, technology, and innovation, the time had come to inject new energy and pragmatism in African-Russia relations for the mutual benefit of both Africa and Russia, emphasizing that this mutually beneficial relationship must go beyond trade and business. Our re-energized partnership must also address challenges such as counter-terrorism, poverty eradication, human and drug trafficking, illicit financial flows, climate change, and migration, to mention some of the many contemporary challenges facing our people. Our continent is rich in human and natural, but is lacking behind in capital and technology. This is why we see increased conflict, migration, and instability that is also impacting many nations outside Africa. On our part, we in Africa have continued to view regional integration as a key development priority. Our integration is one that seeks to address our infrastructure deficit, conflict and terrorism, climate change, human trafficking, and of vitality trade. Our integration process also takes into account our diversity as a continent and our unique challenges at the national and subnational level. This is why progress has been slow but steady. With a population of over 1.2 billion people, for us in Africa, getting our socio-economic integration rights present enormous opportunities as we stand to promote robust, equitable, and inclusive growth that will minimize conflict and enhance economic development. Today, these aspirations are captured in the Agenda 2069 of the African Union. We are confident that with strong partners like Russia, our goal of having a peaceful and prosperous continent is achievable. Nigeria is the largest economy and most populous country in Africa. Today, our population is almost over 200 million people. It is expected to grow to approximately 400 million by 2050. This will make Nigeria the third most populous nation in the world behind China and India. Our economy is heavily dependent for its foreign exchange on oil, with the result that our high gross domestic product (GDP) is not as a result of domestic sector productivity. In the circumstances, although we still remain an oil-dependent nation, our government in the last 4 years has focused on diversifying our economy by supporting key job-creating sectors such as agriculture, mining, and ICT, he stated. To achieve this, Buhari explained that the nation invested aggressively in infrastructure development and introduced policies and programs that enhanced ease of doing business, reduced corruption in the public sector, and enforced the rule of law. It is this inclusive economic diversification agenda that we want to forge a new Nigeria-Russia cooperation. Already, we are seeing progress in areas of power generation, solid minerals development, and rail transportation, and I hope this will be expanded to agriculture, manufacturing, and other means of transportation. We already have over 200 Nigerian university students in Russia benefiting from Russian government scholarships, which have been ongoing since 1960. Earlier this year, Nigeria signed a bilateral education agreement with Russia, which will expand the human capital development support we are already receiving, he said. So guys, looking at what our Mr. President is saying in the public for the whole world to hear, that he defeated Biafra at war every time. And he was even saying that Nigerians was assisted during the civil war. So all Nigerians can see how Buhari hated unity and peace, how he hated progress and good standard of living for the people of Nigeria, and how he's deceiving Nigerians about having a big and united nation. I believe Buhari is pretending. And now, Buhari is now promoting disintegration by reminding people of their past evil against other regions in Nigeria. Now, we don't want all this. And now, he's now opening up old wounds, things that has gone, things of the past. Buhari is now bringing it back. Everyone knew the history of Israelites, how they were scattered, and later they returned back in unity and strong nations. The same is the fate of Biafra right now. You can imagine that. I believe that God will help us in this country. And now the truth is now coming out. It is now clearer that every external forces, Nigerian so-called generals who are deceiving people of their strategies to defeat Biafran in war, was a totally false. So without Britain, Americans, Russians, France, I believe there is no way Nigeria can defeat Biafrans with their intellectual crash. I believe so. And the foreign powers were afraid. You can imagine the foreign powers were afraid of intellectual capability of the Biafrans. So if they allowed them, Biafra will challenge them in future. Of course, they've started challenging them now. They are acquiring military weapons against Biafran. Not even Boko Haram. And they are not even applying those weapons for all this Boko Haram insurgency, bandits, external aggressions. They are not applying it for them, but they're trying to apply it to Boko Harams. They are trying to apply it to Biafrans. So Buhari, by his statement in Russia, he is asking for more assistance against Biafra. That is what he's actually saying indirectly. That is what Buhari is saying. He's asking for more assistance against Biafra. But I believe that when God says yes, nobody can say no. When God said this is the way, nobody can say this is not the way. So this time it will be vengeance of God Almighty. It will fight for the Biafrans. It will fight for the people. Because the Biafrans, they are fighting for the good, for the development of the country. That is what Biafrans is aiming. And Nnamdi Kanu is really trying. Is really trying. So I believe God will help us in this country. It is only God that can help us in this country, because Buhari is actually against Biafrans. Buhari is totally against Biafrans, according to his statement. He is totally against Biafrans. May God help us in this our country. It is only God that can help us. So guys, what do you think about this news? Kindly drop your comments below. Click on the subscription button and also press the bell icon to get updates whenever I upload videos.